Hello YouTube modelers, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers. So this is going to be a bench update with various content. It's going to be mail call, status of my NASCAR, and spray booth maintenance. So I didn't get too far with my NASCAR. I mean, I built up the roll cage. I painted it gray. Light gray, actually. All the parts that are light gray, I sprayed. Underneath the hood, dash. But as I was spraying, my boot died on me. So I guess I'll leave this for last. Let me just do the mail call right now. So I received the newest shop card from Justin from J Hart Model Works. Great, excellent modeler. I remember these two builds on his channel, especially that Nova with the flared fenders. I think he placed with one or both of these. So go check out Justin, great modeler. He has great tutorials. I'll have his channel in the description. Go check him out. Thank you, Justin, for the new shop card and the words in the back. I also received from Dan the Man the token for the Psychedelic 60s group build. I built the Aston Martin. I think the group build is over by now. I'm not sure, but anyway, thank you, Dan, for the token. Greatly appreciate it, and had fun with the 60s psychedelic build. I will have Dan's channel also in the description. So, which brings me to the spray booth. So what happened was I was middle of spraying the gray, and then suddenly the boot died on me. Dan was actually nice enough to give me his boot when he upgraded. So I think it's possible it might have reached its end of its service life. So what happened was I was spraying, the motor and the light went out. So I'll show you what happened. So because we live in a disposable world, you know, I was tempted to get rid of it and then get a 2 motor fan. But similar to days of old, you know, when the TVs used to break and the TV repairman used to come and change the tubes out from the back of the television. I remember my dad used to call the TV repairman for that. But anyway, so I took it apart. So it was very easy to take apart. What you do is, I think a lot of you have these Master Airbrush, or maybe under a different company. You know, TCP Global sells them. Maybe it's under a different name. But for the most part, it's the ones that fold up into a nice suitcase type. So from the inside, what you do is that you just take out this plastic metal piece. And then inside, I believe, is this mesh. And then there's 4 screws that hold the mesh down. So you just have to unscrew the 4 screws, take out the metal mesh. And then under the metal mesh is this kind of like convex piece, plastic, which diverts all the air that's being sucked into the fan motor. So on top is this plastic washer, and there's 4 screws. So unscrew the 4. And then you could remove this plastic piece. There's, I think, just this black electrician tape around it. There's also plugs here that you can undo. So let me show you what happened. I turn it on, the light flickers. So I don't know if you guys saw that. It would flicker, the motor would come on, and then it would just shut off after a while. So I think it's kind of like a, there it goes. It'll come on and then shut off. So I think it's some kind of thermo safety device where the motor, when it gets too hot, it'll shut off. But I think it's reaching its end of service, because if you notice, the lights don't come on. So let me shut it off. So I'm not an electrician, but I believe the wiring is a series circuit, meaning it's like a Christmas tree light. So If the motor goes bad, the lights will not come on because the circuit is all connected. I think the current models, they make it parallel circuit, which means this adapter, the plugs branch out into 2 plugs rather than one, and that one gets connected to the light and one gets connected to the fan. So if the fan goes bad, the light will still stay on and vice versa. But I believe the lights is very rare for it to go bad because, I mean, they're LEDs. And the lights will either come on or off. So what I did was, there's 4 screws in the back of this. So you unscrew the 4 screws, right? I connected it to the grill. So let's just recap that. Remove this plastic frame. Remove the 4 screws that hold this metal mesh. Then you can either choose to remove the circuits, the wiring, you just pull it out. Remove the 4 screws that hold this plastic washer to this motor, which I screwed back in here so I know which screws go with what. And then from the back, just unscrew the 4 screws holding this grill to the motor. So now everything's disconnected. Here is the model type, and this is the replacement. I will have the site where I ordered this new one from in the description as well, in case you guys encounter the same problem. So it's RDH 1238B1. Both are 12 volts. Both are 1.3 amps. So everything matches up. So when you buy it, get it with the correct model number, because I don't know exactly what model numbers stand for, but you do want the 12 volt compared to 120 or even 24 volts. So you want everything to match up. Amperage pull should not be much higher, right? 1.3 amps. So from here, I'm going to need a screwdriver and a crimping tool, because what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pull these out off, right? And if you notice, they're crimped into this fitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the insulation. And also when you order it, I mean, these are like generic fans that you probably install into like PCs and CPUs and things like that. But not too many places sell them anymore, because there's no more like Radio Shack or any like computer specialized stores and stuff like that. Everything's mail order. So there's only like 1 or 2 sites that sell these. I end up buying from a place, I believe, in Georgia. I mean, they all come from, they're all made in China and they come from China. So you can either buy directly from China, and I try not to do that because sometimes you have to wait a month for it to come from China because it has to be shipped internationally. And then what if there's a problem with it? You know, the customer service is not so good. But if you deal with a wholesaler or retailer that orders in bulk and then sells it direct from here, the wait is only like a couple of days, and they may have better customer service. So that's what I did. I think the part costs like around 23 or 24 bucks in total, less than $30, which is still a good deal for me, because if not, I would have to spend like $150 just to get a new spray booth. Yes, I might be able to get the twin motor that has a stronger pull, but you know, $150, I just kind of want to not spend that much. So $30 for a replacement fan. We'll see what happens. Either I'm gonna be a hero and be able to make it functional, or I might just blow myself up. Who knows? So let me install it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I was successful in opening up the crimp and pulling the wiring out for the old motor. As you can see, I use a combination of a hammer and a hole punch to get in there, and then a mini screwdriver to pry it open. So now, before I crimp up the new one, I'm just going to put them in and then see if electrically if it works or not. I'll be right back. Everything is crimped back up, and I'm going to put the insulation back in and slip it back in. Alright, so it turns out it wasn't the motor, but it was the step down regulator or the adapter. This is the factory adapter that came with it. I stuck in another one. This is from Radio Shack. Remember that store, guys? So, change the adapter. Now it should work. Which it does. The lights come on. Steady light. Fan is... So that was perfect. Just have to get another adapter when I get a chance. So if there's something wrong with the regulator, it wasn't providing enough amperage, I guess, or just... So, everything works now. I'm going to put it all back together.